Page 36, Peppermint Rag. This is a really fun piece if you can get the rhythm down. And I would encourage you, before you watch this video, make an attempt to learn this and see if you can figure this rhythm out yourself first, and then check it with me, because it's too many people will just say, well, just play it for me, let me hear it. I would really rather that you read the music and figure it yourself and then check it with other people, because I'm about to explain how the rhythm goes. So, anyway, let's look it over. It's a page and a half long, treble and bass clef, one sharp in the key signature. We're in the key of G major. Make sure you're doing the G major scale. I got a video on it, blah, blah, blah. Okay. 4/4 time signature. We got 8 notes to deal with. And we have a few accidentals too. So remember, with the key signature, all the Fs are going to be sharped automatically. And then in addition to that, we got these other things going on. Right hand first. Make sure we have the notes and the rhythms and the fingering. Starting out with thumb here. And you don't need any of these other finger numbers. I'm going to adjust them anyway. So here, we're in this position. 8th notes. 1 and 2 and 3. Oh dear, what's this? Well, it's tied. If it's bothering you, if you really struggle with this, then take out the tie and play all the notes. They're just 8th notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That's all it is. But once you have that, then you put the tie and just hang on to the note rather than playing it again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And that rhythm is everywhere. Measure 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 now. Measure 6. The rhythm's a little different here. Again, if I take out the tie, then most of those are 8th notes. 1 and 2 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and. That's all. But then I put the tie in, I'm just hanging on to that note. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. That's all it is. It's really pretty simple. So start at measure 5. We're here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3. Measure 7, C sharps. 3. That's, well, let's go down to measure 14 at the bottom. You're here. 1 and 2 and 3 and. Yeah. So again, measure 14. You can take out the tie and play all the notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. There, but then to put the tie in. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now last measure, I don't recommend 1/5 here. No. Take all those notes together in that measure. It's a B here and here. If I had the D, I got the full G chord. That's the fingering for it. So that's the fingering I'm going to use. I'm just not using the D. So it's a 2/5. Just reach up 2/5. Much more solid fingering, in my opinion, than moving the hand like that. I don't recommend it. And they have the pedal marking there. I would recommend, don't use pedal on this. You don't need it. Just reach up and here. Left hand, well, let's see. We're here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, this is fun. Measure 5, you got the C chord. And then same thing, but in E flat. If you don't want to be up here, then you got to come here. If you have to come here, then use 3rd finger on the first one, on the C, so you can just do that. But if you can, go ahead and do that. Okay, then measure 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Similar rhythm that we've had before. Again, take out the tie, you get 1 and. They're just 8th notes. But then you put the tie in, you just hang on. The bottom, last 2 measures, 5/7 chord here, and then just come down. Lift up and come down. Put the hands together. Well, we're here, right there. The half note comes on beat 3, but you're already holding down on beat 3. You don't play another note on beat 3 in the right hand because you're holding it down. So be careful. It's 1 and 2 and 3. See, they don't come together. They get to measure 5, it's 1, 2, 3. Because they're doing this stuff here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and. Right there. When I play the A natural, the left hand comes up because it's a rest. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Measure 8. When I play the last beat there, the right hand comes up because it's got a rest. Okay, let's go down to measure 14. You're here, same rhythm here, different notes. So by not moving the right hand, you got time to focus on the left hand. Yeah. So you go through and put the hands together and then go back through it and get rid of the hesitations. Keep it slow is fine, but no hesitations. And once you have that, we'll think about the articulation. Staccatos, I'm flexing at the wrist, and they're short staccatos. These notes in the left hand, when nothing's marked, go ahead and connect them. Measures 5 and measure 7, same thing. You want to connect those, that's fine. You have a staccato on the first one, but then if you want to connect the others, that's fine. You don't have to. You could disconnect. You could disconnect them if you'd like. That's interpreting the music. Right now, we'll just connect them. We can interpret it later. So in measure 7, same thing. Connect. Accent. Here. Last line on measure 14. You're here, accent. Okay. Now look out, because some of these things aren't quite the same. So look at measure 2. You have left hand staccato. But if you look at measure 4, the first 2 notes are slurred. It's the same notes, but different articulation. So in measure 2, you're staying with the right hand, staccato on both. Measure 4 with the whole note here, now you're connecting them. So be accurate on how you're doing the articulation. Once you have a handle on the articulation, then try the dynamics. It goes for the most part to the right hand. These broken chords, keep them in the background. Moderately loud, mezzo forte, whatever you think moderately loud is. Keep the left hand soft. And you're staying there until the end of the page, going into measure 7. Go up to loud, go up to loud, there. The left hand's still in the background. Here, about a moderately loud to moderately soft. I'd go moderately soft, and then that makes the accent and note moderately loud. It's not as loud as that. I want to hear that all the time I'm doing this other. So you don't really get loud here in the left hand, in my opinion. Now you're soft at measure 9. Very soft in the left hand. And then on measure 13, you go back to moderately loud in the right hand. Measure 14, again, it's the right hand. Left hand stays in the background. Last chord is soft, both hands. There's no melody here. The melody was the first half note. This other is just a chord. Both hands the same. Yeah, on the chord. And once you have a handle on the dynamics, then we think about the speed. Well, what do you think brightly means? It's not super fast, it's just happy. Just a happy piece. Has to be accurate. So what can you do in these eighth notes and keep them even and controlled? Don't go faster than that. Something like so, in my opinion. The last measure at the bottom, you get a retardando. Slow down, just drag those notes out a little bit. Just each half note is longer, just drag it out a little bit. Now we get into interpreting the music. You want to start feeling it. You got to play it with feeling. You don't just play note, 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 note. And I tend to want to do the phrasing. And in this piece, it seems, for the most part, the phrasing is like every 2 measures. See, that's a thought, and then another one. Lift up. So I lift up between the phrases. It's just out of habit. It's just part of interpreting the music. If you want to disconnect some of these other notes and places, that's interpretation. So once you've learned it the way it's written, then you get into interpreting it and experimenting with things. See, in interpreting it, I don't really want to play that last chord soft. I'm here. I don't want to go. I want to play that a little louder. I want to stay in the mood. I'm going. Let's play this together very slowly and double check our notes and rhythms. I'm not going to do any dynamics, just notes and rhythms. I'll do the staccatos and accents. So I'll give us 4 counts, so we're going to go super slow. 1 and 2 and ready and go. And 1 and 2 and 3. 2 and 4 and. And